9 a.m. This is the BRC meeting, and the meeting is open, and all are present, except for Michael, our interim city manager, who has a conflict with another meeting. So, again, the meeting is called to order, and our next is a school report. John?
Okay, we met with the superintendent's Servancy and Mr. Bowling on January 14th at 10 a.m. Rachel and Commissioner Laurie drove me to Palatka. We asked Charlie Douglas to join us. Charlie had talked with Don Holmes, who is the attorney for the city. He said he did not need to be at the meeting, but he suggested that Commissioner Laurie not go to the meeting because it might be a violation of the sunshine law. He wasn't sure. In an abundance of caution, we asked Commissioner Laurie to stay out of the meeting, which he did. Rachel was with us, and she provided the review books. We gave Superintendent Survey and Mr. Bowling a copy of the review booklet that Commissioner Laurie has been working on. I explained the process that the Blue Ribbon Committee has been making, the progress the Blue Ribbon Committee has been making, particularly relating to the title review, explaining that there were many complications with the various partials, and that 3/4 of the property had been given to the school board either by the city over the years or by the Harris family. I also explained the problem of the retention pond related to the south partial and how that could complicate the sale of that property. Charlie Douglas spoke and explained the details of the problems with the real estate people that might be looking at the property, and that complications with title work, and how he would present that story to the school board. He emphasized that people are interested in real estate don't want complications with title work. Mr. Bowling commented that he agreed with us basically that the school board should give the property to the city, seeing all of these complications. But he took exception with the open field to the south, saying he thought it had commercial value. After the meeting, we sent to Mr. Bowling the cost that it would take to separate that piece from the majority of the property. The cost is considerable. We feel the school board is not in the business of financing that separation. So possibly the city would get the entire property as a gift from the school board in relation to the school board and the city working together in mutual projects. That would benefit both the city and the school board. Now, another subject. Through my son JR, I was put in contact with Brad Purcell, who is the father of the Better Place Plan. I'm not going to explain all of that, but believe me, we would not have a Better Place Plan had it not been for County Commissioner at that time, Brad Purcell. Brad works for the Water Management District and is instrumental in helping Pearson get the school for little or no money transferred to the city of Pearson by the Volusia County School Board. He and Dana Register and others have moved that process forward, and that school received $1.2 million in grants for its rehabilitation. Dana Register is the wife of Mike Register, who is the CEO of the Water Management District. I believe she and Mayor Michelle Myers are friends. Brad Purcell said he would be happy to come to speak to the city if it wasn't on a meeting night for him. So that's kind of a serendipity that Brad Purcell is. And what's happened in Pearson is, if Pearson can get $1.2 million, surely we can get $3 million. Okay, we're on a roll.
We certainly are, John, and thank you for your fine work. That's a very exciting.
Good job by you, John.
Any questions? Comments?
I could just add that Brad Purcell was my mentor when I first got into government, because he was the county commissioner and I was on the Citizens for a Better Place that helped get the Better Place plan passed. And that's what got me interested in government and got me running for office. So he's a good guy and he can motivate people and he can get stuff done. So I'm glad to know that he's on board.
He's married to a local girl in Crescent City, right?
He has ties here.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
The commission tried to have sent tax at least 2 times prior. But Brad went to the city of Jacksonville. They gave him their plan, which cost them $1 million, provided they would follow it to the T. And I was on that commission, and he held our feet to the fire. That's the reason we have a Better Place plan.
And it's been a good thing for this county.
Excellent. And next is title report.
Well, I can just expand on that. What you have in front of you, the binders represents all of the work that we've done as a BRC. And there's still a little bit more that needs to go in there. But in the front, there's an executive summary that gives you the whole layout of everything. This is still a draft form, and I would actually like all of you guys to kind of look it over and critique or send me any corrections, changes, so that I can polish it. I went through it once, we've had someone else go through it, but it is 16 pages, and I could use someone else looking it over before we go to the city commission with it. But you'll notice in there that it has references in blue. Those are the tabs that are in the back. So it'll tell you what to look at, and all the tabs are labeled. And so it's pretty much, after we polish it a little bit more, that's what we're going to present to the city commission and to the school board. So any feedback is very welcome. If you guys can email me anything like that, because I've got to get it polished up. But it's a lot of work. We've done a lot of work. You guys have.
And BJ, why don't we set a deadline to get back with you?
Probably like in the next week or something, if you can just email me.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, may I suggest one more time that we edit the title of item 3 to title opinion report, rather than title report opinion.
Yes.
I'm hopeful that now that we have a new secretary, that change can be made. Finally,
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Emily. Sure.
Thank you. Thank everyone for being patient with the transition. I appreciate that. Thank you.
We appreciate you being here.
And so let's talk about minutes. So the minutes from the last meeting are not available. So we'll review them in our next coming meeting.
Okay.
And Melanie, if you could also put that in on the agenda, the approval of minutes. Again, thank you. Next is REG, and I'm delighted to tell you that we received from them the imaging scanning report, and I've passed out the first part of it. And unfortunately, my printer broke this morning, of course, and I couldn't print out the second. However, Melanie will email all of us the report, both. Melanie, would you have time to do that today?
Yes, sir, before 4 o'clock, is there a time certain on that, or by end of day?
By the end of the day,
Yes,
it's
sir.
fine.
Sure.
Thank you.
And in addition to that, I've been in contact with Brian, Laura from REG, and I inquired with Travis Woods about any further structural or mechanical, electrical, plumbing plans that they have with the school buildings, hoping to at least get something for building 15 and the cafeteria. Travis informed me that he does have a printout, full-size printout of the plans for the cafeteria remodel, and that's all he can find. So I told Brian about that. He's gonna drop them off here this week, and I'm gonna send them down to REG. Because for some reason, the cafeteria, they did not go inside, or they didn't scan inside of it. Do you know why, Mr. Chairman?
I don't know.
And I asked Mr. Laura about that, and he did not answer me. I don't know if they were, using it for storage. I don't know if that was what is going on right now. Maybe they couldn't get in there because the scanner has to, scan the building or scan the roof and everything. So, but if you notice on those plans, it has a little line on the inside and it says, verify internal walls. So for the cafeteria building. So I don't know why they didn't get in there. But at least we have plans so they can overlay them and do that. So I just have to get them down there, and I'm gonna take a picture of them with my cell phone and send that to them too. And then send them to them, so. I'm kind of interested, I think it's interesting that the school district doesn't have plans of building 15, but I don't know. I would think they'd have to be somewhere.
Which is building 15?
That's the newer classroom building on the north, along Prospect Street, the newest building on the property.
So they'll have to come back and do that imaging.
Well, I think they're gonna use the plans, the structural plans that I'm getting from Travis, so they don't really actually have to go back and do the imaging.
Well, in addition, however, the gymnasium lower floor was done.
Actually, part of it, I think, was done.
Was it done?
Yeah, it shows an upper and lower, so they went up and did like the bleachers and how it kind of goes into the wall there. And I think they did one half of the downstairs, because it shows it on the plan. I think the other part, they ventured everywhere, I think they could. I was impressed. Yeah, if you see the gymnasium, there has the two separate, like it says level 0 and level 1, like a little inset there, and that's the downstairs. I mean,
So it's just that one side there.
yeah, I think they might not have done the one side, the one locker room on the other side, but I mean,
So there are two spaces,
yes, there's a boys and a girls locker room underneath the bleachers.
and they've done one.
Yeah, I think that, from what I can tell on there, they did one.
Is it identical, are both sides identical?
I couldn't tell you that. I've never been in a girls locker room. That's the kind of thing you get expelled for, so I never ventured down there.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
The way you explore everything.
And they did scan the downstairs of building 1, so that's all in there,
Yes, yeah.
which is good.
Well, so, I'm sure that the scope of the work was to do it all, so we'll have to determine, if it's needed in the future and what they can come up with. Okay,
I have a question. Why,
Yes.
why doesn't this include the buildings on the north side of the school?
That was going to be another $50,000. And we figured the oldest buildings were the ones that we pretty much needed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
and yes, any questions, please, any comments?
I might offer an observation. Please, as this gains speed, of course, REG is going to need additional information. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if the school district has a tremendous amount of information in files in a room somewhere, whatever, that they might be very reluctant to prospectively go and prospect for what's needed. And that later, on the assumption that a contract is put in place, there's typically very robust language that says you must provide information on a timely basis as requested. In the architect, things like MEP, plans, a hazardous materials survey. Ronnie commented very specifically on that in the past, and I have to presume that there is in fact a hazardous materials survey that's been done in the past, perhaps geotechnical work, so on and so forth. The point of all that is I'd suggest that the trigger not be pulled on REP to generate anew any information that is likely to be languishing in a file somewhere later, that the city would be in a position to be somewhat insistent on its being retrieved and delivered. Thank you.
I think that's an excellent point.
Yes, we need to,
I would, go ahead, John.
we need to pursue it.
I would be willing to go and search their storage room for files.
I mean, I guess once we get a contract, we can do further. I mean, I asked Travis, he's the director of facilities, if he had anything, anything at all. And this is what he came up with, was plans for one building. So, I mean, I don't, and we've asked multiple times to the superintendent. And we have gotten the hazardous material survey, the asbestos survey. And that was given to us. So, which is, we've talked about it here, actually. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if they have a room somewhere that has stuff in it that they're just not looking. I don't know.
I think we should make that gesture in a kind way.
Yes, we shouldn't have to spend good money to reproduce something that's already been done, if they have it on file.
I mean, I'm sure
Exactly.
they have plans somewhere. I don't know what their system is.
They do have a record room at maintenance. It's supposed to have all these records in it. And whether or not they can maintain or not, I don't know.
And where is that room located? At the.
Next to the air conditioning shop, then I'd have to tell you where the air conditioning shop is. But it is on the campus where maintenance is, which I think used to be Brown and Pierce too.
So it's not here on site, it would be.
No, it would be in Black.
It would be a plaque. Okay, very good. And have we provided REG with the file that we have on asbestos?
Yes, I sent that to him last week.
Well, my belief is the sooner the REG gets these reports, the better for everyone.
Absolutely.
So if the school district does allow us, please let me know, and, we can proceed. Any old business? Any new business?
As far as your reports that are in front of you, the one thing that I was, wanted to discuss, I guess, with you guys is for the presentation to the city commission, it's gonna have an introduction kind of, geared towards them, because the city commission needs to be told different things than the school board does, kind of set it up in a different manner or different, process. And one of the things that it seems like Mayor Myers wants to know or needs to know is our vision for the property and what we can do with it. I know that's something that we've discussed here and there, and some of us have it in our heads, but I think that's something that we need to kind of put into either a visual presentation in the book as well as, with a PowerPoint or something like that. And I obviously could do that, but it's not up to me. And obviously these are all, this is all just tentative, but I think that she needs to see something, see a vision and see the ideas. And it is described in the book or, in the summary, but it's something that I think the visual, I was talking to John about this on the way back from Blacka. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. And unfortunately, we've done all this work. I don't know if they're going to read it all. I would hope they would, but the pictures help. That's why the maps that are in there kind of illustrate the entire process. But that's something that we need to consider putting together. It helps having these drawings, and I need to figure out how to include those in there. But it's just something to consider and think about. So Mr. Frank did the site plan and stuff on there, gave us some ideas. I just think we need to refine that maybe. I don't know what your feelings are, but I think that it's definitely necessary to show some ideas of what we can do with these buildings, because that's kind of the sense I got from the mayor at the last commission meeting, where she didn't see the vision.
Yes, I have a meeting with the mayor tomorrow.
Okay.
And we'll talk about this. We also need to come up with a contract.
Mhm.
And we'll do that through Charlie Douglas.
And I have a draft of the FAR bar contract that he was talking about, that was provided to me. And that way, it's basically fill in the blank, basic contract, and then we can add on whatever we need to add on to it. But it tells you, what the time period is and the deposit and that kind of stuff. And we obviously don't need to put a deposit down, and what the price is gonna be. But, it's a fill in the blank kind of thing. And we've got to start to it, and I'll send it to Charlie and have him look it over. Because we need to have that. That's actually referenced in the summary there, but that's the only thing that's not in your books there, is the actual contract. But when we go to the city commission, we're going to ask them to approve that contract, so then we can go to the school board and ask them to approve it. So that we don't have to go back for multiple meetings. We don't want to have to waste time, really. And also we want to be able to show strength and have people show up that want to support the school and support our mission here. So if we can call them out once, that'll work. And maybe wants to come to Black at the school board meeting.
And we're gonna ask for a separate meeting for this subject, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, then I recommend that we add vision to our agenda for our next meeting, our upcoming meetings. And should we add contract or leave that under old business?
I think the contract Charlie's really gonna handle for us as the law and the legal aspect. Sorry, my mouth isn't working. Legal aspect of it, because if you want to review it, I can have him put it together and then we can review it. It's whichever way you want to do it. I'm just gonna leave it up to him.
Well, I think we should review it, and I agree with you that he'll do a fine job, but the committee should review it.
Okay.
And we certainly will, need to educate and share this great news with the public at the proper time. When we, do our presentation to the city commission, will we have a visual, presentation?
That was something that I discussed with John, and I think that would be absolutely essential. Just so that the public can see it and the commission can see it. It helps, like I said, the pictures work a lot better.
I totally agree.
Would REG help with this, or would we come up with it ourselves?
They can obviously, like what you have in front of you, those structural plans, they can send them to me and I can integrate them into a PowerPoint. So yeah, they'll be helpful. And I'll contact him later today.
And I'd like to make another point, is that most people view the meetings, not in person, but online, and they can't see the presentation.
Yes. I would hope to have a printout of the slides as well, to have posted with the entire binder when that time comes. So that it will be all available to everybody online. I'm just gonna make a PDF that'll have all the bookmarks in it, so you can go through and look at it electronically on your computer. And so anybody can download it, everyone can have it available.
So it will be in the meeting, package.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Brand.
That's exactly what I was gonna suggest, just put it in the packet, put it online.
Yeah.
Everyone has access to it.
Any other comments?
If I may,
Please.
I think it's smart to have visuals because, as the Commissioner already said, a picture tells 1,000 words. That being said, I think strategically it's important to not allow that meeting, the purpose of which is to approve a contract, to get distracted what might happen. That seems the next step. So perhaps, as opposed to maybe a site plan, presumably REG has the ability to computer generate elevations very quickly. And so an existing building could be taken and, it has St. John's River State College branch campus on it, or City Hall, or so on and so forth. So it looks nice, but it's really just kind of a conceptual picture that leaves good feelings and doesn't necessarily lead into distracting conversations about, gee, but we could do this, we could do that. That's a conversation for a later date. The conversation, the immediate need is getting a contract executed. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd further like to point out that we have a short time to get this together. So it is critical that we pull this off soon.
And I'm not sure when the proper time is to request a special meeting, or the proper forum for that. I mean, we have a special meeting tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. to approve the city manager contract. But I guess that would, if John asks the mayor, inquires with the mayor when and how to have a special meeting. I think that it's the proper time now to ask for that. And so we need to have a special meeting sometime in February after the regular meeting of the city commission, which would be the second Thursday is. And then we want to get the books to them a little bit, so they have time to digest it before that. But also, if the board is going to have a special meeting on, what was it, March 4th? Was the day that we were talking about? No. March 4th. March 4th was one of those potential days that the school board could have a meeting. So we need to have it, the city commission needs to meet before the school board does. And we need to get that firmed up with Mr. Cernsey, Superintendent Cernsey, or Dr. Cernsey, if March 4th is gonna work.
So should we look to have a special meeting the last week in February?
Yeah. Because the 13th is our regular meeting. And if we do the 27th, which is the last Thursday, and that'll be the week before the school board meeting. But it's essential that we go to the city first and then the school board. And that was the one date that they gave us at the meeting, right, was the 4th? Is that right, Rachel?
And the
So-
24th.
Yeah, that's what they talked about.
It was like the 25th when you guys get
Oh, yeah, the 25th, yeah, we're in Tallahassee, and that's important for us to be up there, so the 4th week, we got it. So we need to, John, if you can handle that, ask the mayor when you meet with her, because she can call a special meeting.
Yes, okay, I'll
It's open to city manager.
talk to her about it tomorrow.
Okay,
She's gonna call me after this special meeting.
okay, one morning. But that would work. That would be my preferred schedule.
So I agree that the 27th, 28th, later in February is ideal. It gives us more time to pull together this presentation.
And after the city commission does their regular meeting, we do our packet, all that stuff for that, and then that'll give us time to get that out of our heads and digest the report for that special meeting, so. I say that as if they're gonna read the whole thing, but let's hope.
And then, of course, there's the public.
Right. So I mean, as soon as that, we present the books to the city commissioners, I'll have a packet ready to go up online. So it'll be all done, and Melanie can have it posted to the website. And we can also work on possibly the Historical Society, helping to spread that information as well.
So the blue book you'll put online
Yes, it just won't be in a book.
with the imaging.
Yes,
And when do you see that going online?
at the same time, we present them to the city commission, so it'll be at least 2 weeks before that,
So 2 weeks before the 27th,
yes.
okay. Any discussion? Business, Ron.
It seems that you're allowing, I guess, about, if everything goes smoothly, 2 weeks for preparing a presentation, any individual lobbying, that kind of thing. Would not 2 weeks, 30 days be needed after the city commission meeting to accomplish the same with the school district? Individual lobbying, time to digest the information, so on and so forth.
I mean, that would be ideal, but I don't think we have that potential. I mean, they gave us 2 dates when we met with the school district, either March 4th or March 25th. And March 25th, we're all gonna be in Tallahassee, or at least Lisa and I will be with some other people. So, I mean, that's,
We would have to do our lobbying prior to the meeting with the city, with the school board.
or simultaneously, yeah. But, I mean, I just don't wanna push it back any further. I mean, they gave us 2 dates in March. I know the first one is sooner, but, I mean, the only other thing we could do is push the city commission meeting up,
Which shortens up
right?
our time to get it done.
I mean, I mean, it's not up to me, but I think we don't have much of a choice. And I mean, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Those are the dates that I would think would work.
Then fine, the 27th and the 4th,
You said 25th.
No, that's for March. Yeah, so the 27th of February, we do the city commission, and then the 4th of March for the school board.
thank you, Commissioner Lloyd. Much appreciated. Anything else under new business? Next, we have an agenda, and we discussed, two items. Addition and the contract. Next meeting date.
I mean, I think since we're getting close to the presentation date, we can probably meet next week. Because I would like to be able to get feedback and discuss any changes in the report there before, you know. I mean, I'm okay with meeting next Tuesday. I just have a doctor's appointment after that. It's fine.
How is everyone, so that brings us to the 28th. How's everyone on the 28th?
I'm good. I just have to leave afterwards.
Okay,
At range. We can make it to Daytona in 2.5 hours.
so January 28th, 9 AM is our next meeting.
It's my sister's birthday.
Anything else today? Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you all. The meeting is adjourned.
So, yeah. Relax.
Well, hopefully tomorrow we'll have a new city manager.
Yes.
Yes, that's exciting.
Yes.
Okay, I'll let him know.